And here we go. The last round of WSOE 3, round number 6.
All right, so the bus has been split. The dance moves are coming out.
I love it.
I love this glitch right here, man. The visual one is so dope. Just taking a look at the map as players are dispersing themselves around. This time around, Salty Springs does seem to be a little bit more contested. Retail Row is going to be taken free of charge of whoever's landing there. Looks like Junkyard. And
Fatal's going to have a lot of activity as well. I think maybe those
Fatal, yeah, Lucky Landing,
yeah, Lucky
Paradise
Fatal,
Palms. Those places seem to be pretty heavily contested here. Jumping over to our, #1 gunners in the lead right here. Elevate and Cease, Som and Rux. Also, they've been playing off the Salty Cliff side of things. We haven't really seen their early game strat, so good to see what they've been making work. It's center map.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice too when you are. I don't want to say that they're unknowns, right? They're just not as like big named individuals as like some of the other players on the qualified side, or even some of the players that have been invited here. So you kind of get that leeway to jump wherever you want to jump to and have your strategy not be shown. So they're going to an unmarked spot too. I think is something that I like to see happen more often, because there are areas on the map that are just peppered with chests and loot and materials that sometimes players just don't opt to go to, because a lot of people just think you're only supposed to go to a POI, but no, like there are so many areas in Fortnite and this island that you can take advantage of. Yeah,
and it's kind of smart to land in those off-brand spots, because you can off-brand spots. You can get some some good loot and then just really slide up on some players that are getting into battles at main POIs, because they're typically contested by multiple squads. So you'll get a place like Poverty Houses outside of Retail. Retail is definitely usually loaded up with a couple. Definitely usually
60% of the time is loaded up every time.
Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute, we actually just had a fight go off there. Gotaga got an elimination, got 2 as a matter of fact. Didn't see who that was. It came on screen just at that moment, but right across from him in Pleasant Park, you're gonna have Hysteria and Tendons.
That loadout though, with the golden pump right here, grappler, not the best sidearms, but I mean, suppressed pistol, underrated. It can do some serious damage here. Hysteria is so tanked up.
Yeah, if you're not careful, man, the silence pistol will shred through your shields if you get a couple good accurate shots. So we'll see if this is going to be the case here and what they're going to do. I mean, map-wise, Hysteria is looking pretty good. If they wanted to try and rush it, they could, but I mean, it's not necessary
Aiden
for them
is down
to do
here,
it.
and so is harmful. So the trades have been made, but Triggy Soars catches Aiden on the trade there. Aiden wins his engagement. Now it's Tricky Soars versus KUn. KUn's got that high ground. He's coming in for the push after seeing the whites. He's going to protect his teammate for a little bit. Nice play right there. The edit comes in.
Wow.
And he eats it. So this time around, for the final game, it's KUn and Aiden that are going to take Tilted. And we've seen what happens when they can survive. They make big plays out of it. This might be a winning situation for these guys. So we'll see how they end up turning this all around for them.
That was the battle that they needed to win, Monster. They kept on having a hard time against those two, Tricky and his boy in Tilted. But now we're looking over at Gotaga and Mikolau once again as they take on Hysteria and Tendons. Hysteria is going to be a little low on the HP. Tendons will have some to help. Let's see if he's going to get into the fray here in just a little bit, as Hysteria now playing defense, just waiting for that opportune moment to get out of here.
Yeah, you saw a grappler, man, closing that distance really quickly. Now Mikolau sitting overhead here. Hysteria somehow started this battle with shield. Gotaga gets traded out here. It's Tendons who lands the big shot, but it doesn't matter. Hysteria now goes down. Can Tendons clutch up here? He thirsted. He actually thirsted Gotaga here.
But his teammate Mikolau is still going to be in the action, though, as we hopefully can go over to one of their perspectives. But you see it there.
So is Mikolau going to thirst out of spite? Or no, it's not even going to matter.
Nicely
well played. Hysteria's going to get carried up by Tendons here, who makes the shot. And now they live to see another day here.
Man, it has been rough for the EU boys. Gotaga and Mikolau. I ran into them a couple times, asked them how things have been going. They were basically saying it's been rough for them. They haven't really had any games that they were very proud of, and it's unfortunate because they're so good, but that is just the nature of the beast, right? Sometimes you're going to land and have a great game. Other times, it's just not going to go your way.
And then to travel this far, you really want to put up the performance, especially if you go, cross seas here. Yeah, it's a long flight back.
Taking that flight a few times. It's a little far.
You have it. All these other players really have to put everything on the line here. It's the final game at the WSOE 3 event here, and it's been fantastic so far. Hamlins and Reverse UK have really dominated the spot. I think fending off every single round successfully so far, so a lot of consistency here. It's only really net worth them about middle landing as far as total point system goes.
Yeah.
So one good game for a lot of these middle ground squads can really be the difference in a huge breakaway.
And then even as we had mentioned before with Aiden, right, and Kayun, if they're able to survive Tilted, which is what they did, having you know, eliminated their rivals there, now maybe we get to see them do what they did in game 1 that gave them that first place spot, because they shredded through everybody, mostly Aiden. Aiden dominated the competition all around him. It didn't matter who it was. It was just so awesome to watch Aiden go to work. And Rise, another team that's kind of been sitting in the middle of the pack there as well. Haven't really found all that much success. Maybe this could be the game for them as they take to the skies with the Stormwing.
And I mean, to be fair, all these guys are fighting for at least 20th place, because if you don't make it there, you don't win a prize.
Exactly.
Well, unless you're Myth with the clip bonus, but
yeah, he's not
getting taken out anytime soon.
I think the more that we mention it, the more he's not going to lose.
True. All right, hopping over to Peace and Persecute here, who look like they're fending off pretty well so far. Good loadout here, pretty balanced stuff. He's got long range, the pump SMG. No medium range engagement though, so kind of awkward. The heavy is gonna push off the opponents though. Seems like they do not want to battle here. Now opting to kind of float back towards Lazy Links here.
Yeah, you want to really rely on your teammate as well in that, right? If they have that ranged weapon, that medium range weapon, you can then use your sniper to just try and pick off anyone who gets a little bit too ambitious, destroy some walls, you know, just the little things like that, the detail, the coordination that you have to have. We saw that with Psalm and Rux at the end game in round number 5.
We've seen a lot of it today, even with Spaceline replays, hand cannon into RPG plays. Definitely takes teamwork. Duos really crack open a lot of opportunity, and some players just find themselves to be more comfortable in duo settings as opposed to solos, and it's going to be Lothar talking about EU boys heading on versus NA guys. It's going to be Myth and K-Sid versus Lothar and Razor. This guy, Razor, you do not want to battle, known for landing Motel, and we're hopping over to another fight here. Blix is going to get destroyed up by Morg. Just like that. That's a 2-piece from Morg.
Now you got Myth back again.
And they have Zone. Super Zone, too.
Every time Myth builds up, he has to bail out because Razaru has the rockets, but he only has one more left.
But to be fair, those rockets were somewhat worth because he's burning 150 plus mats to elevate himself that high.
And then not to be able to actually use it,
so
too.
It's like just a resource economy. 2 rockets for burning 300 mats, you're winning. You're winning the engagement in small ways.
It's the little details that sometimes players don't often think about. See what Myth is going to do now.
Elim Fee getting lit up again there. Clips is going to find himself some Elims. Ronin's going to get himself some Elims. Razor now getting harassed by Red Water. Is it coming over top? Couldn't quite tell there. It's a lot of pressure, though. He's lost his high ground. This is going to give advantage to Myth, who now has the natural elevation over him. And a boombox, so high ground plus boombox. All you got to do is get just a layer above the 2. And you'll be good. And yeah, it looks like all the Storm Rings are now opting to kind of get in here. We talked about the boombox. It's out now. The fight's going on. But because of that, the Rift to Goes are being utilized here. You definitely want to do that. That's a good counter there. Pretty much get out.
Oh, another Stormwing just flies on in. And I mean, we tear away from the action for the time being to go over to Aiden, who has some explodes. And those players are going to be looking to try and defend themselves here, and that will be 4 eliminations for Aiden and Kayun. 81 players left in this lobby. You have Myth and K-Sid.
And they somehow hijacked this plate here, so now they're in the lead. They find themselves a free rotation on out of here.
Oh, they're getting pressure.
Pull some.
Ooh, nice. Do a barrel. That's all right. Trying to just weave out of this, but this is... they're getting targeted big time here. I think those players did not like that they lost their Stormwing monster.
Yeah, whoever's in that Stormwing was like, you know what? Now you're our problem.
Yeah, like you did this to yourself.
Yeah, you got the attention. They probably thought they were weak, but they were clearly fully looted up there as far as shield went. Wilds and Shibzy looking to kind of hang out now, probably buy some time for the next rotation on the Storm. 8 players remain. Morg's at 2.
Also want to know where some of our top 3 teams are. Where's Som and Rux? Where's Cowboy and Harrians? I don't know if I've seen them in the action feed quite yet.
Looks like Gank Logan just gets eliminated by one of the Sentinel boys. Unicorn and Punisher here.
Another squad that...
2 Rift to goes, by the way.
Yeah, so
Dang.
Good opportunity for rotation if necessary. Ronin
again.
He's guys have been impressive.
They're having a good day. That's for sure. Again, all up in the feed right here. Rich homie Quinn. We saw a little bit of him earlier, trying to make some plays against Hamlins and them. And Cease.
Whoa.
Barely. Myth tries to go for the forehead.
I respect that shot, though. He edited, he waited, he saw, he lined it up. All he needed to do was just drift over to the right to get that shot. Player, his head was not poking out there, but still, the plan was sound.
Just close enough. So now it's Gomaru and Flower. You know, whenever you see these Stormwings overhead, you kind of contemplate, do I want to fire at them? But some of them will take it super personal and then nosedive you.
Mm-hmm. They don't like it.
If the Stormwing connects to your player model, you lose insta 50 HP. So it's pretty devastating for a player.
Yeah, gotten shoved off a cliff a couple times by a Stormwing. You know, feels very bad, man. Little cry, you know, single tear every time.
Gomaru's got to be careful peeking Myth, who's got the heavy there. Clips has got the bolt action on the backside as well. So they're surrounded by players with snipers.
Yeah.
Looking for an opportunity. Myth now making that quick rotation out. Elevate and Cease going to max height here, just trying to, again, find themselves some free rotations and pretty much free in-game, you know,
placement, right?
Placement,
stay alive,
really, yeah.
Stay alive, because they are in that first place spot. Those are the guys, you see them, kind of want to shut them down.
They want everyone else to do the hard work,
exactly.
For sure, because they're in the lead right now. So
and
hypothetically,
by barely in any amount.
They just got to hold that consistency, and everyone really does in the top 5, because one mistake and the next person's just going to overthrow you, and you'll fall down real quick.
And it'll happen before you even know it. So now we're looking over at Rogue. Players that we've talked about here and there throughout WSOE 3. They've been rather impressive. Some strong showings. Everything's kind of been just circled around this pool by Lazy Lynx. No one really trying to force anything, right? You're waiting for that storm to push in, and it's going to be a little while before that happens. 1 minute and 30 seconds now as the storm begins to collapse. Some pressure, though, as Peace is going to take a few shots. Persecute, where is he? He's going to need that help. And then Nurmacy by himself. And there's Peace and Persecute right next to him. Good job with that edit peek as well with the cone. Trying to see if we can get some information, anything at this point in time when the pressure's on. Any information you can get is valuable.
Yeah, he is Razor and Lothar really putting some pressure in here. And he's just trying to find an opportunity. He's got to be extremely careful. He's only sitting behind a ramp. What you do is when you're on the ramp editor, you can see full transparent through, but the problem is you don't have a wall in front of this. You have to be extremely careful. If someone pressures that wall, you're probably going to get hits. The trade you kind of meet for information there, but he gets away with it. If Razor would have spent a little bit more diligent on a scout right there, he probably would have caught him, especially with no shield. He's got to be super careful. Nurmacy sitting above all these guys. Again, as well, just kind of listening in.
Everyone's just playing safe.
His loadout's not great. No mediums.
He's got balloons,
Great tactical.
Float away.
Pretty rough. Yeah. Dude, yeah. God, I dare him. Bye-bye, 6 games.
Just pop 3 balloons and fly in the sky, bro. Come on, man. You know? Remember when the balloons were the meta against the Infinity Blade?
Yeah.
That was the time.
If you were lucky enough.
Oh, man. We can laugh about it now. So, 75 players left. The storm is now pushed. And now Peace is going to be down, but not out quite yet. Razaru's going to go in there. Maybe he smells blood. You also have Lothar. He's going to try and work with him. Can't really pick him up at all.
It was a fortress that was thrown down, and there's actually a trap in there.
Ooh. That was a little too close for comfort there on that trap. They do get the eliminations. Myth and K-Sid, they also were met with some shots, and Myth's loadout doesn't really have anything to try and bring him back into the fight, so he needs to get something. Just try and loot off some of these bodies. Clips and Funk Palm, though. Funk Bomb got that big game earlier on. And Myth, they're looking to join in on the fun, try and third party and get any eliminations they can find. That's 10 points for them. That will rise them up. That's going to be Funk Bomb, who goes down courtesy of Myth.
Myth catching a cheeky one there while everyone's all distracted. Nice one for him. They really got to get to those mats and loot because K-Sid is hurt here.
Yeah, you can basically
They're deciding not to. He's going to completely ignore all the gear here. I'm not sure if that's the best play for K-Sid. Probably would have been better to work together, use your final mats and stuff to get to the loot pile, take advantage of that, and then pad out. But now K-Sid gets traded out by Riverson.
And he's
essentially, yeah, free elimination there. Picked out the sky, and now Myth's off by himself without any of the gear they kind of earned just a bit ago.
Ziff and Joystick hanging out with some high ground control. See Morgan Lamar down low. A lot of players just lining up the field. Ziff and Rise are surrounded. Joystick and Ziff surrounded here.
Yeah, Double O Flower was also lost here. Berserk lands down on Hydro Pump Flow. Snoo takes out Flexin in the feed here. Very nicely done. Now moving over to the backside here. A lot more shots coming in. They're bringing a lot of attention to themselves. Ziff and Joystick here.
Now Berserk with Hydro Pump Flow. 68 players left. And Berserk gonna have to wrap around now.
Oh, I like this rotation here. He hears shots over here, trying to see if he can catch someone on that backside rotation. Doesn't quite do it. Now coming back to refocus with his teammate.
And you hear the footsteps all around him.
Yeah, and it's also Ziff and Joystick that are just not letting him breathe too from the backside here.
He's scrambling to figure out. He's scrambling to figure out what he needs to do because he was just really down low, trapped in just so many structures that did not belong to him. Redwater, though, it's going to be low. 6 HP, trying to defend. Goodbye. That is going to be your run here at WSOE 3. Berserk, though, still going to be in this one. 70 HP in a dream.
Honestly, Berserk is doing an excellent job of moving while on the defense and being flawless with his edits here. That's the reason why he hasn't been eliminated yet, because as he's getting pressured, he's moving. But no wall on the side there. RPG comes in by Tempo out of nowhere with the long range.
And it looked like, too, that was a coordinated one as well because he just lost that wall.
Get a load of these guys, Saf and Zate. Saf actually taking pop shots at players. And now they're just kind of coasting.
If it leads to something, I'll be okay. You know, then you get hype. But for right now, all I'm saying is just them chilling in the sky.
Yeah, definitely. But they've managed to push everyone out and just kind of assert dominance up here. They've owned this level of the atmosphere, if you want to call it that. Everyone else is kind of lower than them. I like what they're doing. They're pretty much playing a pretty macho game up here. You come to the top. Heavy AR is going to hurt you, especially if Saf catches a headshot. So kudos to them.
A lot of damage, but want to know what's going on with our top 3 teams. I mean, what's going on with guys like Sam and Rux, right? I don't know if they're still out there. I didn't see them pop up in the action feed.
Yeah,
this is such a close game.
Also, is Cease alive, right?
Yeah.
Cease and Elevate. It's 46 players up. And the feed has just popped off as the rotations begin. It happens every time. Lamar finds one. Tweefo finds another one.
There they are.
Sam and Rux still alive here, going for super high ground. They're going to take 50 HP off the explosion of the vehicle. That's terrible, but they are going to find zone. I like the movement there, playing close attention to the map. Still manages to turn a terrible situation into a great one right there, saving as he fell down, and it must have been clean comms because Rux quickly followed right after. So good game sense on these guys to be in a bad situation but make a great, great decision out of it.
A good course correction. Also, I don't know if you noticed what Elevate and Cease are doing. They're prepping. They're getting ready for this next rotation, throwing down some cones. So when they need to start moving, they're ready for that one.
So the reason you use cones too is because they extend out further. So as they're, just getting ready to take the advantage on the storm here. And Sam and Rux looking to contest high ground here. It looks like they're doing it a little soon, but they did it before and it paid out for that high ground win in the previous game. So they know what they're doing. They're looking to get this mid-ground hold.
Oh, but Sam, he's going to be taking shots from Elevate. And this is the battle that you want to look at here because these two guys are going to be sitting in the top 3. So the winner of this fight will definitely dictate how this goes. And Sam is going to go down.
By Cease?
By Cease. That is massive.
That's a deny right there. Saying, no, we're taking you out. You're not getting points right there. But his teammate is still up. Cease and Elevator now in the rotation. If they can knock out that second teammate of Rux here, Rux is gone
Rux
now.
is done. That's it.
That's going to secure them at least a step ahead of the second place team, making it one step closer to being first place for Cease and Elevate right now.
And they have 3 points as well, but Elevate is going to go down. Cease is going to be the one to stand up strong in this fight. He's going to go outside of the storm.
Trap, but barely right there. The hesitation. He thought it was Cease behind him, but it actually ended up being a different team. Saf and Zate now bail from the high from the Storm Wings, now on the ultimate high here.
Cease, he has a big pot if he needs to use it.
Cease has got to play for placement. The later in the game he can get, any elims are going to matter for holding first place right now. And then people like Saf and Zate, these guys are so close to top.
Exactly.
You know, for #1 as well.
This is very dangerous territory for the #1 team.
Cease finds a Punisher.
Zexro's going to be low. Zexro goes up for the challenge. Oh, and Zexro, he falls, but that was an ambitious play. Saf manages to stay strong with 10 HP.
Saf showcasing that he is here to battle. Zexro's not going to get away with that flashy one right there. He's got so much heals, but there's no opportunity to use it just yet.
Well, he's going to pop the big pot here, and he needs to use the bandies.
It really worked out for them being in the Stormwing for so long. They have decent mass to contest this high ground and hold it for quite some time. He's ahead of the zone here. His teammates at the ultimate high. Saf's going to full heal and play that low ground right now.
Just play smart if you are Saf and Zate. You've got the high ground. You have the mats.
Morg's still alive. Super low down there. 7 players left, Golden.
And Zate is going for it. He's got that quad, too. He's going to look for an angle, potentially. Player actually, I don't know if you just heard that. The grapple went right up. And Caminus is going to be right in front of him.
Caminus has been given a big problem so far, but that's going to be a free elimination for them. He walks right into him, right up the storm.
2 points there for Saf. That is actually going to give him 20 points in total. So with those 2 eliminations, Zhao's going to pop one off.
I want to see a boom come out.
If they have it.
You need that fight pressure, bro. You need to not let them heal. 2 left, 2 left, 2 left. You win these, bro.
I have to go out to the side or something?
Yep.
Let's go, Zay!
Let's go, bro. Oh! Good shit!
And there you have it. Congratulations to Zate and Saf.
Right here they are.
GG's to them. The high ground was held. That was very well done.
Yeah, just coming out of nowhere. It's kind of, you heard the comms. Things got intense for a quick second. He made the call out. He said, cannot let them heal. They were working together, and they made it happen. And that's what happens when you use the Stormwing. A little bit of aggro up in the highest layers of the air there, pushing the other players down, and they come out with the ultimate high and the win.